Hello everyone, I am Professor S.R. Patil, Department of Information Science and Engineering, BLD CET Vijaypura. So I would like to welcome you all for this data analytics lecture. In this lecture, I am going to teach you what is text mining in the data analytics. So we'll see the text mining concept in the today's class. So here we are going to see these are the learning objectives. So we can understand the text mining objectives and application area, like where we can use this text mining, then understand the text mining process. So how actually it process, there is a three-step process is there that we can see later. The next, differentiate between the text mining and data mining. Data mining concept we have already gone through in the previous lecture. So if you want to know about that, please see that video of data mining tools and introduction to data mining. Okay. The next we can see best practices of text mining. So these are the concepts or objectives which I'm going to cover in this lecture. So move on to the first topic, that is introductory part. So we'll see the definition of the text mining. So what do you mean by text mining? Text mining is the art and science of discovering the knowledge, insights, and patterns from an organized collection of textual databases. Understood this? I'll repeat once again. How you can define the text mining means it is the art and science of the discovering knowledge and insights and patterns from an organized collection of textual databases is called text mining. Understood this? Okay. Text mining is an important part of the growing data in the world. Now, the data grows like anything because of using the social media. Okay. The social media, how it plays important role in the text mining. Social media technologies have enabled users to become a producers of text and images and other kind of information. The social media you can consider like Facebook, then Instagram, then your any Gmail account and all. Okay, so all like these are the some of the sources where we can use generate most of the textual data, isn't it? Okay, so next, formats of text mining. So is there any formats of the text mining which we produce in daily life? Text mining works on text form, practically any kind of sources from any business or non-business domains. So here, in any formats, including the formats of the text mining, it can be Word document, okay, or it can be PDF file, it can be XML file, or text messages, etc. So these are what formats of the text mining. Understood? What is the definition? Okay, so from social media, how you can generate the data or text, okay, format of the text mining. To move on to the numerous rich resources of text for mining. So what are the sources? So I have listed few sources here. The first one is legal profession. So what happened in legal profession? Text sources would include law, court deliberations, and court orders, etc. So this is all comes under the legal profession. Then coming to the academic research. So in academic research, it would include texts of interviews, published research articles, and many more. Okay. Then coming to the finance. So the world of finance will include statutory reports, internal reports, CFO statements, and many more. This is with respect to finance. So then coming to the medicine. So in medicine, it would include medical journals, patient histories, discharge summaries, and many more. Okay. Then coming to the marketing. So in marketing, it would include advertisements and customer comments, etc. Then coming to the technology. So in the world of technology and search, it would include patent applications, the whole of information on the World Wide Web, and many more. So these all are what? Sources of text for mining. Understood all these sources? Okay, fine. The next concept, that is text mining application. So text mining applications means where we are going to use. Okay, so few of the sources already I have covered. So we'll move to the first one. So the text mining applications are: text mining is a useful tool in the hands of chief knowledge officers to extract knowledge relevant to an organization. So text mining can be used across industry sectors and application areas including decision support, sentiment analysis, fraud detection, survey analysis, and many more. So we'll see some of the applications I have listed here one by one. The first one is marketing. The voice of the customer can be captured in its native and raw format and then analyzed for the customer preference and complaints. So here, how it is helpful in the marketing. The first point is that consumer input from social media sources such as reviews, blogs, and tweets contain numerous leading indicators that can be used towards anticipating and predicting the customer behavior. So using all this, we can easily predict the customer behavior. And one more application in marketing, the listening platform. So here, listening platform is a text mining application that in real time gathers social media, blogs, and other textual feedback and filters out the chatter to extract true consumer sentiments. So this is also with respect to marketing. So one more point I would like to highlight with respect to marketing, the customers call centers, conversations, and records can be analyzed for patterns of customer complaints. So these are the three important content which is related to the marketing applications. Then second one is business operation. So coming to the business operation, many aspects of business functioning can be accurately gauged from analyzing the text. So how we can analyzing the text in the business operation? So like sentiment analysis can reveal early signs of employees dissatisfaction, which can then be proactively managed. And other point is studying people as emotional investors and using text analysis of the social internet to measure mass psychology can help in obtaining superior investment returns. So in business, so with the help of text mining, so we can meet the superior investment returns. Okay. So with respect to this is business operation. Coming to the legal. In legal applications, like lawyers and paralegal can more easily search case histories, and law for relevant documents in a particular case to improve their chance of winning. Okay, so how it is helpful in the legal? Will e-discovery platforms that helps to minimizing the risk in the process of sharing legal mandating documents, and case histories like testimonies and client meeting notes can reveal the additional information. So that is how the text mining will helpful in the legal sector. Then coming to the governments and politics. So coming to the government and politics, here the micro targeting constituents with specific messages gleaned from social media analysis can be more efficient use of resources when fighting democratic elections. So you might have aware of that in the last election, that is Barack Obama has used this technique, okay, to get more votes. Okay, so this is also one of the example where text mining plays important role. The next, like geopolitical security, internet chatter can be processed for real-time information and to content to connect the dots on any emerging threats. So to finding the threats also we can make use of text mining in the government and politics. Okay. Then finally, academic application. In academic research, streams could be meta-analyzed for underlying the research trends. So to publish the paper, to maintain all the research record, so we use that is in the textual form. Okay, so research journal, research article, so all that will be in a textual form. So these are the some of the text mining applications which I have covered. Hope you can understand this text mining application. Then move on to the text mining process. So text mining process, there are three steps are there. Just pay attention. First step is establish the corpus of text, and second step is structure using term document matrix. Then third is mine TDM, that is TDM in the term document matrix. Okay, so for patterns, we'll see one by one what happens in the first step. In the first step, the text and documents are first gathered into a corpus and organized. Of course, for mining, what we require data or a text. We need to gather that data, we need to clean that, and we need to prepare that data for the analysis. Okay, this is the first step. Then move on to the second step. So in the second step, the corpus is then analyzed for the structure. The result is matrix mapping important terms to some documents, to source documents. So here, after analyzing, after cleaning, after gathering the document, we are going to select the bag of word which contains some most of the words which is error free, which is clean data that can be like compute frequencies of the occurrences that is going to take place in the second step. So move on to the third step. In the third step, the structured data is then analyzed for the word structure, sequences, and frequency. So here we are going to apply the data mining tools like classification, cluster analysis for the analyzing as well as the word structure of sequence and frequencies. Okay, so these are the three steps where the text mining process is going to take place. I hope you can understand this. So text mining is a rapidly evolving area of research, so which plays very important role. Okay, move on to next. So these are the text mining concept. So what is the objective of the text mining? So objective is a semi-automated process of extracting knowledge from unstructured data sources. Why the name unstructured data sources? Because nowadays 80% of the data which is generating from the social media, that is in the form unstructured. Okay, so this unstructured data need to be converted into either semi-structured or structured. Okay, this is the main objective of the text mining. So that is knowledge discovery in a textual databases. So the next concept is structuring a collection of text. So here there are two approaches are there. One is traditional approach, then another one is new approach. So what do you mean by this traditional approach? So traditional approach means what? So traditional approach means a bag of words. So bag of words, and the new approach that is like natural language processing for understanding the natures of spoken words. So here in the traditional approach, what is the drawback we can see? So this creates a bag of important words like text, documents, or smaller messages can then be ranked on how they match to a particular bag of words. So, however, there are challenges with this approach. So we'll see what are the challenges with the traditional approach. The challenges like, for example, the words may be spelled a little differently, or there may be different words with a similar meaning. Okay, so I'll repeat once again. What are the challenges means? The words may be spelled a little differently, or there may be a different words with a similar meaning. If that is the case, it is difficult to identify. So the drawback of this, okay, we'll move to the new approaches. So how we can like come up with the remedy for the previous case that we can see using the text mining concept and tools. Okay, then sentiment analysis. This is one of the concepts which comes under the text mining. This is a technique used to detect favorable and unfavorable opinions towards specific products and services. So how it can be helpful? So to grow a business, so we require some unfavorable opinion also, because we need to take that unfavorable opinion as an opportunity and we should come up with the solution for that. So there are some of the text mining concepts. Okay, we'll see the text mining process. So how text mining process will start. There are some of the steps are there. So in the step one, it is very simple. As I told you, we need to gather the data, like establish the corpus. So how we can collect the data? Collect all relevant unstructured data. Okay, the data can be textual documents, XML file, email, okay, web pages, blogs, short notes, voice recording. Okay, so you might have observed here, it is in textual form. Okay, so XML file, that is also a different form. Okay, email, it may contain images, videos, as well as the text. Web pages also contain all three forms. Okay, short notes, it is a textual form. Okay, voice is, it is a audio. So here it contains different forms of the data. That is why it is a unstructured. Okay, first we need to collect the relevant unstructured data. Okay, this is very important. Relevant unstructured data means if you are taking the information related to the student. Okay, so student voice message, student textual information, like related to the student images that we are supposed to collect it. Okay, next, digitize, standardize the collection. So we need to digitize and standardize the collection by using the ASCII text file. So you know that what you mean by ASCII value. Okay, so I'm not going to explain in detail that is ASCII value. So we know that to operate, to process any data in a computer, we need to convert that into ASCII value. That is, again, it will convert it into binary number. Okay. Place the collection in a common place. Common place means the relevant information should be in a one directory or one file. Okay. So you might have in computer like 4 directory, like except C drive, there is like E, F, G drive will be there, right? Okay. You will prepare one directory for only for academic purpose. Okay, another directory only for keeping movies, okay, something like that. Okay, so there must be a separate file for that in a directory. So this is what the step 1. It's very simple. It's very simple. In the step 1, we're just collecting the or gathering the unstructured data. Is that clear? Okay, move on to the step 2. So what we are going to do in the step 2? So here, this is a term document matrix. So term document matrix. So here, the term document matrix, how it works means, it is a free flowing text can be transformed into numeric data in a TDM, that is term document matrix, which can then be mined using a regular data mining techniques. So after performing this, we are going to use a regular data mining technique. So this approach measures the frequencies of selecting important terms occurring in each document. So this particular table which creates the T into D. Okay, this table we have, right? So T into D means what? T is nothing but a term by document matrix. Okay, these are the terms. Okay, then where T is the number of terms and D is the number of documents. So these are the terms are there. Okay, and these are the number of total documents are there. Okay, so this is what we call it as a T into D matrix. Creating a TDM requires making choices of which term to include. The term chosen should reflect the stated purpose of the text mining purpose. So we can see, so which are the like terms we are supposed to include, which is not supposed to include. Okay, this is a continuation of step 2. As I told you, should all terms be included? This is a question. Okay, so stop word and included. Which word we are supposed to stop, and which word, the important word, which we are supposed to include. So synonyms, homonyms, and stemming. We'll see one by one what is synonyms and all. So synonyms means a terms with similar meanings. What do you mean by synonyms? Synonyms are terms with similar meaning should be combined and should be counted together as a common term. Okay, pay attention. The synonyms are what? These are the similar meaning should be combined and should be counted together as a common term. Understood this? Okay. Then here, common spelling errors should be ignored and terms should be combined. So there might be like uppercase, lowercase term should be also be combined. Okay. So uppercase, lowercase means order is a word is there. Okay, order that can be written in uppercase letter or it can be written in lowercase letter also. That word we are supposed to include. Okay, the next, when many variants of the same term are used. Okay, so we are talking about the terms, right? When many variants of the same term are used, just the stem of the word would be used to reduce the number of terms. For instances, terms like customer order. Okay, for example, like customer order, ordering, order data should be combined into a single token word called order. All this together we can call it as a one word, that is a order. Are you getting? So which word we are supposed to stop? So we are stopping here the many word like customer order, ordering, order data. There are 3 words are there, isn't it? So instead of using all these 3 words, we are using only one word, that is order. Are you getting? Okay. The next is we are going to talk about the homonyms. Okay, what do you mean by homonyms? So homonyms are the terms with the same spelling but different meanings. Hope you can understand. Homonyms are means what? These are the terms with the same spelling but different meaning. Should be counted separately. Okay, try to understand this concept. Homonyms are should be counted separately. Why? Because even the spelling is same, but the meaning is different. Okay, that is why we are supposed to count separately. Terms with very few occurrences in the document should be eliminated from the matrix. So stop the word. Okay, so which word we are supposed to stop? Terms with the very few occurrences in the document should be eliminated from the matrix. This would help to increase the density of the matrix and the quality of the analysis. The next, representation. What is the best representation of the indices? That is values. The representation measures the count of the numbers of occurrences of each term in a document. It could also be a log of that number, or it could be a fraction number, or it could be a binary value. So in the table or the values in a cell, it can be what? It can be count of a number of occurrences. Then it can be log of that number, or it can be fraction number, or it can be binary value. The choice of value in the cells will depend upon the purpose of the text analysis. Understood this? Okay, so this is a row counts, that is either binary frequencies, log frequencies. Okay, so inverse documentary frequencies. It can be in any form of the representation. Understood this? Okay, move on to the, like, this is a continuation of step 2. So how we can reduce the dimensionality? So reducing dimensionality of a data will help improve the speed of analysis and meaningful of the results. So that is why we are supposed to reduce the dimensionality. Here, manual or domain expert goes through it. Whenever we are supposed to reduce the data, the domain expert has to check all that, like terms and representation, and whichever is not supposed to include it can be removed. Whichever is important to include, supposed to include. Understood? That is, eliminate terms with very few occurrences in very few documents. That can be done. Transform the matrix using the singular value decomposition, that is SVD. So when we do that, okay, we can reduce the time as well as the size of the memory, and we can increase the throughput. Okay, that is how we can do with the SVD. Step 3. What happens in the step 3? That is, extract patterns or knowledge. So in the step 3, we are going to use some technologies, that is classification, clustering, and association rule. So what happens with the classification? If the classification of those documents, such as good or poor speeches, was available, then the terms of TDM could be used to predict the speech class, like which one is the best speech. Okay, so that is the text or categorization. For that class, we can make use of the classification method. Okay, so you know that classification is a divide and conquer, isn't it? So we are going to divide it, like which word make some sense and which word do not. Okay, the next one is clustering. Clustering technique can help categorize a document by common profile. For example, documents containing the words investments and profit more often could be bundled together. So that is how the clustering will help. So we have gone through the clustering concept. What is this? Natural grouping of the thing. Here that is a text. Okay, so which improves the search recall and precision, and which scatter or gather the data, and query specific clustering. Okay, based on the question, we are going to perform a clustering operation. Then the last one, association rule. So how association rule will help? In association rule analysis could show relationship of the coexistence, like among the documents. Thus, one could say that the words tasty and sweet occurs together often, and further, when these two words are present, 70% of the time, the word happy is also present in the document. Hope you can understand. So when we use the word association rule means what? So this is, we are supposed to use in Netflix application. Okay, so here I'm giving the best example. If the person using the words like tasty and sweet, okay, there is a probability of 70% of the time the word happy is also present in the document. Hope you can understand the association rule. Okay, the next is data mining versus text mining. Data mining concept we have already gone through. Okay, so we have gone through what is text mining, classification, how we can process the text mining. Okay, so here both seek for novel and useful patterns. Okay, that is, both are semi-automated process. What are these? Both are semi-automated process. The difference is the nature of the data. Okay, so data mining works on the structured data stored in the database. It's very important. Okay, so here data mining we have gone through. Only we are focusing on the subject oriented, integrated and structured data, isn't it? So in text mining, which works on unstructured data in Word document like PDF file, XML file, audio file, okay, it can be any form. Okay, so it's very important. The main difference is this works on structured data and text mining works on the unstructured data. Okay, text mining, which first imposes structure to the data, then mine the structured data. Okay, first it will consider the unstructured data. Okay, so unstructured data can be converted into semi-structured or structured, but input will be unstructured. Hope you can understand this. So these are some of the data mining versus text mining differences. Next, what are the text mining best practices? So many of the best practices that apply to the use of data mining technique will also apply to the text mining as well. Okay, so we'll see what are the text mining like best practices. The first best practice, that is, ask the right question. Okay, the first and most important practice is to ask the right question. A good question is the one which gives an answer and would lead to large payoff of the organization. Okay, so this is the first best practice one should have. Then second, thinking outside the box. So thinking outside the box is important, both in the quality of the proposed solution as well as in finding the high quality database required to test the hypothesized solutions. So this is a second practice. Then third one is pursue the problem iteratively. So another important element is to pursue the problem iteratively. Too much of data can overwhelm the infrastructure and also baffle the mind. It is better to divide and conquer the problem with a simpler TDM. So with fewer terms and fewer documents and the data sources. So expand is needed in an iterative sequence of steps. In future, add new terms to help improve the predictive accuracy. So what does it mean? Means we are not supposed to focus on huge amount of data. We need to focus on the small amount of data. Okay, so that is pursue the problem iteratively. Then the last one, variety of data mining tools should be used. A variety of data mining tools should be used to test the relationship in the term document matrix. Okay, so different decision tree algorithms could be run alongside cluster analysis and other techniques. So these are the some text mining best practices. Okay, you cannot believe in God until you believe in yourself, which is said by Swami Vivekananda. So with this quote, I would like to conclude today's lecture. So I request all the viewers, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe the channel and watch the video. So thank you so much for watching this video. So if you like this video, please press the like button. Thank you so much.